Hello everyone and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Yesterday was World Mental Health Day. Depending on when you're listening to this, it might be a few days in the past, but basically October the 10th is the day that the World Health Organization has decided that mental health should be the theme. It's very interesting how they do these things. The United Nations, the World Health Organization, there always seems to be a day for everything. The theme of this year's Mental Health Day was Make Mental Health and Well-Being for All a Global Priority. And that's very easy for us to say because we're usually relaxing on a sofa, listening to a podcast while eating dinner. Yeah, so we don't really have to worry about mental health so much as other people. The World Health Organization said, for over 70 years, we've been working to make sure that mental health is treated on a par with physical health. On a par simply means the same as. So they've been working to make sure that mental health is treated the same as physical health. Mental health problems are everywhere. As a teacher in Italki, I get to talk to people for an hour. And often those people tell me about their lives. The conversation might begin with why they were late or why they were at the doctor or what medication they're taking. And sometimes I feel like a little bit of a psychologist rather than an English teacher. But the idea is the same. I have to motivate them and I have to make them smile because that's a great way of changing people's mood and helping them to learn. World Mental Health Day is also a chance to talk about mental health in general and how we need to look after it and how important it is to talk about things and to get help if you're struggling. I've noticed that here in the UK, World Mental Health Day is celebrated by wearing a green ribbon. Now, you might remember the red ribbon, which is associated with HIV. The green ribbon is associated with mental health. Apparently, this is a sign that people use to show their support for mental health. It's very important for all of us to take some rest sometime and just to take a step back. For me personally, I find creativity very, very good for mental health. Writing poetry, drawing, talking to other people, which I do all day anyway. These are some of the ways in which I look after my mental health. And my question for you today is, how do you look after yours? One thing I do know is that if I spend too much time alone and I'm not working, maybe for example if I'm cleaning or cooking or doing things, sometimes the silence can be quite disturbing. Depending on how you live and where you live, all of us at some point in our life have to face long periods of silence. I had this experience earlier today. I was cooking, cleaning, eating. I had a few cancellations on Italki, and by the end of it, I began to feel very uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, why am I not putting music on? Why am I not watching TV? Or why is there no noise in the background? It started off as a nice thought, but by the end of it, I was actually quite anxious. And this shows how easy it is to lose track of your mental health. Because if you spend a long time in silence, you might not be doing yourself any favours. Anyway, about me. So I went and I put on some music, and after a few songs, I felt much better and much more relaxed. After that, I decided to create this podcast about World Mental Health Day, and then I went away to write a poem. Creative things help us so much to get in touch with our needs and our doubts and the things which sometimes trouble us. Whether you play with shuffling a pack of cards in your hand, whether you write a poem, or whether you just write some notes on your mobile phone, expression is very, very good. How does mental health affect learning? Well, of course, we're all stressed these days. We all have devices, and it's really, really hard for us sometimes to learn as well as cope with having some kind of bad day. Mental health is not the same as mental illness. Mental health just means looking after your mind. Learning English can be fun, especially if you involve other people. But if you try to do it alone and there's just you and the book, it's one of the quickest ways to destroy your mental health. Whatever you try to do, it's much better to involve somebody. A teacher, a language partner, someone that you can share the joy with. And it is true sometimes that maybe that person isn't always around. But these are the bridges that you have to build, and these are the things which will help you because they open up your mind to different ideas. It's not that your language partner has any special power, and it's not that a teacher can make you happy, but what we do is just by being there, we open your mind to other ideas and other possibilities, and that is where good mental health comes from. Well, that's it from me today. I hope to talk to you again soon. See you. Bye.